First of all, it's March. It's spring.
It
Feeling
is.
pretty good.
Yeah, it's nice outside.
It is. Well, it's definitely spring. It's trying to rain on us. So we'll see what
Yeah,
happens today.
yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, today's Lunch and Learn is all about some time-saving teacher tricks and tips and tools. I think that's something we can all use. And I know we know AI is kind of the go-to right now, but there's some other things that are out there, and that's what we're going to kind of focus on today. So,
Yeah,
um, so I'll pose this question to you.
yep.
If you could save 30 minutes a week on one task, what would it be?
Well, okay, so is it me as when I was a teacher versus me as in now?
Let's go with both. Well, as a
Okay.
teacher, what would you have wanted to save time with?
Well, I think I struggled the most with grading. Like, I feel like lesson planning for me wasn't as bad. Like, because you're always kind of in that mindset
Yeah.
of what am I doing? Like, when you're teaching one lesson, you're thinking about kind of your next lesson. And so that wasn't an issue for me. Grading was hard. Grading was something that I just never want. It was like procrastination. I didn't want to do it. I didn't feel comfortable doing it. And so like, especially when I was grading papers, that was really hard for
Yeah.
me, creating that
Yes.
rubric. And so I think really in today's age, that's going to be the easiest part is having those
Hmm.
rubric tools and the grading assist tools as well, for sure.
Yeah,
What about you?
absolutely. So, definitely grading. Was a language arts teacher for a long, long time. So that the grading can feel really, really overwhelming. I also liked that part.
Okay.
Um, I don't know that I would have wanted to save too much time on it
Sure.
because that was how I got to know my students and where they were and
Right.
things.
Right.
But but I think there could have been some tools to make it a little bit easier. So
Mm,
like it's not that I want to avoid the grading, but some tools to help would be good. I think some of it is just the mundane stuff, like just the things that you have to do,
mm.
the paperwork, the
Yeah.
those kinds of things. Um,
I know with my
and
wife, she's a sped teacher and just working on all the paperwork that she has to do. Like
mhm,
we're still trying to figure out how can we find ways to kind of help support her in that to where it doesn't feel
sure,
like she's staying up so late every single night just to try and get
yeah,
that paperwork done. It's
yeah.
tough.
Yeah, well, and I think I think some of the tricks and tips we're going to talk about today, they might not be the thing that they're working on, but it's going to free up some time to make that part
Sure.
doable.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of the theme for today is just where can we trim off some minutes, some hours in our week to allow
Yep.
for the things that we don't want to give up or can't. We some things we have to do. So that's kind of where we're going to focus today. But first thing we're going to talk about is um, were you going to do this one?
Yep. Yeah.
Or is
Let's do
that
it.
okay? You
I'm
got
sharing
smart
right
chips.
now.
All right, let's.
Yeah.
Do you want me to? You're sharing your screen?
I think I'm doing it. Do
Okay,
you see my screen?
I'm gonna pause mine just so we make sure. Well, I can kind of sort of. So there we go. Yes, I see yours now. So
Okay. So yeah, so we're gonna do smart chips and building blocks. And I actually built a document here to kind of just talk about that. If you haven't seen those, you can go up into insert and we've got building blocks and we have smart chips. You can go there absolutely and you can kind of click on that and find the one you want, but also you can just kind of hit the at button and that's going to give you both of those really. It won't give you
hmm
all of them, but it'll kind of get you there quicker. And so I just made this document. It's a made up PTO monthly meeting. They embedded in that. There's just going to be a lot of ways of how you could use these tools. So the first one would just be the date. So it's really easy. All I had to do is click at today or at and then put the day in. So if I go over to the date and I put at and then it should let's try it again. Maybe because
sometimes I've noticed.
it's probably because I
Yeah,
already have it on there. Let's just delete
yeah.
it.
Some
Yeah, but that's
yeah.
what would happen. It
Sometimes
was
I've
going to
noticed
pull
it's
up
too
that.
close. So
Yeah, it's going to
yeah.
pull that up and it's going to let you pick the date and the time and it's going to kind of put that in there. It's really easy. I put in the meeting room and then the organizer, same thing. I want to put the at symbol on there.
You might put do space and then I think it's
Maybe.
trying to connect to
There
your
you go.
colon.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we just put that ad in there and it's going to allow me to pick. And I can search more people if I want to, kind of people who are in your group or in your contacts. So if you want to put that person on there, that's great. You can do that. We'll put Christy in charge because she's in charge of everything in my life at work. She keeps me going. So then we go down to where we can use smart chips to quickly link to people in files. So we just kind of did that with Christy. Same thing. I went in there and I just put her as the PTO president, and then it's a link to her. She'll see that as well. And I can do the same thing with the ones below that as well, just really easy way to link them as well. But then below that, we have referencing. So again, if I go in there and click the at symbol, I can go in there and I can add in specific documents. So it's going to kind of pull in your files right here. And so I want them to, my goodness, it doesn't files. There we go.
There you go.
I don't, it doesn't want to
It
see
keeps
files.
jumping.
It does.
It does not want
But
to.
as you can see, if I hold it in place, there are my files, and I can click that little caret to open up more files. They
Yeah.
create a really easy link for the people who are viewing your document, so you don't have to embed everything. You don't have to go looking through your drive, copy and paste it or anything like that. It just knows where you're going and what you're using. Really easy way to
Well,
reference materials for
and I
sure.
like that it has like the little file icon. And so you'll know that it's a file.
Sure.
Plus it avoids that kind of ugly URL address that you would use otherwise.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it's not just a straight hyperlink either. So
Right.
like it makes it real clear. So
Yeah. And then below that, we're going to create kind of like a task tracker. And you can do a task tracker or you can do a product roadmap or really what you want. Just based on the names, don't worry about the names. Just look
yeah,
at what it does and how you want it to work. So like a product roadmap might not be used for product roadmap. It might be used for task managing. It's just how you
yeah.
like it. Um, and so same thing, I can go up here and I can go insert and I can go to building blocks and I can kind of go through these, the ones I want. If I want to do a
Hmm.
task manager, I can click that. There's a lot more as well. So if you click view more, it opens a whole slew of different features over here. I can go through communication, meetings, whatever you want.
Yeah.
I went with a task manager on mine, as you can see right here. And it's really fun. So that way I can assign content. So let's pretend, hey, we're gonna have a dunk tank at our PTA event at the end of the year, and we want someone to be in charge of that. So real easy because I created that task tracker. I can go and assign a person to that. Let's say Christy's in charge of that too. So she's in charge of the dunk tank, and we can say, hey, this is when we need to have it done by the 26th. And then now she can go in there as she's working and set if she's in progress or not. And so this could be a really great way for you and your staff. Maybe you are in a big group staff, or maybe you're just in a small group with your cohorts in your curriculum level, where it's like, hey,
Hmm.
who's working on unit one? Who's working on unit two? Where are we at in that progress? Hey, who's making the
Yeah.
test or working on the assessments for unit four?
Yeah.
And so you could easily just kind of put that in there and keep you in line and know, hey, this is where we're progressing and kind of keep accountability for sure.
Well, and then to take it one step further, you can go back to those building blocks and where we were adding those files in just a second ago, and now you can add in that test that they're making or that unit,
Absolutely.
exit ticket or benchmark could be linked, and then that way it is a truly a one-stop shop in there. So great for PLC work.
For sure. And like you don't have, this doesn't have to be a title. This is a living document. So again, I could probably
Hmm.
go in there and I can add in stuff right there. So that's where we
Hmm.
can use both those tools in tandem to add
Yeah.
content and to that task as well, for sure.
Well, and
Um,
then I'm just going to kind of tag in with an
yeah, let's
extra
go.
bonus on this one. I love now that Google Docs has the tabbed feature. So
Hmm.
you could
Yep.
have, these things could be, yeah, you could have this tabbed for meeting one, meeting two,
Right.
meeting three, or it could be by unit, or it could be however you're planning, whatever you're planning could
Hmm.
actually be tabbed now. So like no more trying to figure out where did we put that document. It's all one
Absolutely.
document and we just
For
tab it
sure.
different. So
I mean, and honestly, like I part of when you're talking about time saving is when if I'm having a meeting, I'd never have an idea or I consistently plan on how I'm going to take notes or how I'm going to do that. I spend a lot of
yeah.
mental energy just trying to figure out what I want it to look like or how I want to do it and what works best for me. And this takes that out of it. Like it just, hey,
Yeah.
this is how you can do it. You pick the cookie cutter version that you like, throw it in there, make it your own, but you're not
Mhm.
spending all this time
Mhm.
kind of figuring out, oh, I made it this way last week. Now we're doing it this way this week.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
One less
Um,
decision.
for sure. Let's go down here. This one's a fun action item. So again, same thing we kind of did up there. You can use the building blocks. You can review the spring budget. They attach that right there, and they put in just action items. So you're going to put in what you want them to do, put the person's name, put the date, and then they can. It's just another way of making it happen.
Hmm.
And then on the bottom, we have the meeting notes, and this is one that I really like. So maybe at the top, this is all like the content you're sharing in your meeting, but then someone's usually taking notes. Again, Chrissy does
Hmm.
everything at our techie meeting; she takes the notes. And so at the bottom, you have someone who's just kind of keeping track, paying attention. They're taking all their notes, and then all we had to do is go in there, click at. I'm going to go down to meeting notes. And then it's going to ask, what is your meeting? So this should be a scheduled meeting, which is really fun because it's going to pull in that data from your calendar, the event, the time, the place, the people, all that stuff. So we'll just pick one of my random meetings I have coming up. Look, there's all my people that's part of the meeting. Then we can put in our notes and our action items. But then what's really, really fun, after put all this content in there, there's my email button. So now I'm sharing all the notes we took from that. Then they might have the document, they may not. But now you can just shoot,
Hmm.
hey, here's all the action items, here all the stuff that we talked about that maybe wasn't in the content above, but now I can just share it in a quick, easy email. And
Yeah.
so again, these are just all a bunch of tips and tools. There's way more than you're going to see here. But play with it, try it out, see which one works for you.
Hmm. I agree. I think that's one of those things that putting things all in one place makes it so much easier, right? So,
Absolutely. I'm gonna
okay.
let Christy
You ready
take back
for?
over. Yep,
Yep. I'm gonna share my screen again. You got it?
we
Yep.
got it. Yeah.
So the other two, we just kind of, if you're, if you're looking at our site, we've got all these resources on the page for you, but these
Yep.
are two are just kind of buttons to remember. So I live and breathe by Google Task, and it really does help me save time because instead of going through my inbox, a bajillion times looking at the same things over and over again, I try to look at them once and deal with them. Now, dealing with them might be adding them to my calendar for
Right.
later, or filing them away into another folder that I address at some other point in time. But I quit going through the emails over and over again. Oh, yeah, what was I supposed to do? Like, I just get that off the task. And so, what that looks like, and you guys just bear with me because you're going to get to see my scary inbox that I have not had
Well,
time to go
and I'll
through this
say
past
while you're
week.
doing
So,
that, like I used to use
yeah,
the star button, and like
yes,
to me, like that was maybe the kind of the first idea of like I'm going to look at this later, but the
yeah,
star button became just another tab in all my emails. So like
yes.
I don't, it didn't really help me because it was just like I had
Yeah,
400 in my starred, and I
that's my
never actually
start
got
is
to them, which is why I think the
yeah,
task is so much better.
yeah. And so what that looks like is over here on my right side, I have my task bar open. Now I am not in today's task list because my real task list is really,
Mm.
really long.
Her computer might blow up if she
But
pulled that up.
it's kind of embarrassing
Yeah.
like that, the way my brain thinks on it. But it works really simply. If I want to take an email, I know that, oh, this is for a meeting tomorrow. I literally just click this button that says add to task. It comes up over here. I say that's for tomorrow's meeting. And now it shows up there. Now you can arrange your taskbar by however you want. You can do it by your own order where you just, drag and drop things in
Drag and
their
drop.
order.
Hmm.
But I do mine by date. And so that way I know like each day what I'm looking at for those emails. So it's very easy for me to say, okay, this one is for today, and I'll show you what it looks like. That way you can kind of see two different dates here. But now I have today and I have tomorrow what I'm
Yeah.
dealing with.
And that's on the
The,
due dates, not the day you got the email.
right,
Yep.
exactly. And so
Yep.
you can say, I don't have time to deal with that this week. I'm going to deal with that on Monday, and you can just throw everything on Monday to deal with. It's a way of kind of time blocking yourself.
Hmm.
But the part that I love about it is the email stays attached to that task. So I don't have to go back and search and be like, oh, when did he send me that template? I
Yep.
can literally just click on it and say, okay, there's the email. Here's where he shared that template. I've got it. So it makes it super easy to find things. Yes, the search function in Google is awesome. I use it all the time. Keywords are great. Like it figures it out pretty easy for you.
Hmm.
So it is good. But I love that you can kind of tag those things together. The other great part about that is those things show up on your calendar in up here at the top as long as you have task turned on. So like it's over here and it acts as basically its own calendar. So I have my task on, so I can actually see them on the day of my calendar as well. So, um, and you can come back to it. There's the email, so you can go from there too. So
Perfect.
if you are a calendar person, it lives out and hangs out there as well. So
Yeah.
the other thing that was in the inbox that you might want to do is you can also snooze emails for later.
Yeah.
And that's this little clocky up here at the button, and it would just ask you when do you want to deal with it. So you can just push it. It will actually disappear out of your inbox and
Hmm.
reappear whenever you tell it to. And so for those of you who might be easily overloaded with things in your inbox and you're just not ready to deal with it at all, you can actually just snooze it until later. So,
Yeah. I
um,
think the biggest thing for me when I was teaching was, you might get an email 6 o'clock in the morning, right? And you roll over and
mhm.
you click on it, and then like because to look at it, like I don't have time to work on that,
Yeah,
right? But then in
yeah.
my brain, once I've clicked on it, it's
Mhm.
like it's not visible, it's not showing up, it's not
Right,
alerting me, right?
right.
And so if you just click on and read it and click snooze, you don't have to go like, okay, click it, make it unread, do
Mhm.
all that stuff. It's just I'm gonna
Yeah.
click on that snooze button so that way maybe at 3 hours later when I know I'm back in the mind frame to do that, it'll be a new
Mhm.
email. That just kind of helped
Right.
me mentally handle that for sure.
Well, and I think that, like you said, this is all about those time-saving things, and so it keeps you from digging back through your inbox. Did I talk about? Did I answer that? Did I address
Yeah.
that? And
Yeah.
having to because if you're rereading every email to see if you've done what you're supposed to be doing, you're wasting time. You're
Yeah.
going through things more than once. So that's a great way to say. I will deal with it at X time. So,
Yep. Yep.
um, kind of along those same lines, I also like schedule send, same concept, but just when you compose, now my little Zoom bar is in the way over here, but you've got the option to schedule send as well. So it allows you to answer things on your time frame, not somebody else's time frame. And I think that can be important. Um, when you're answering parents, you don't want to be answering parents at 2 or 3 a.m., but sometimes
Right.
that's when our brains are working. So,
Hmm.
hitting that schedule send for 7:30 or 8 when a kind of more normal hour is a good thing. And again, it lets you take care of things on your time frame. So,
Yeah.
let's see. The other part of Gmail that can be really super time saving are templates and layouts. Now, just to kind of make sure everybody's on the same page, templates are available for anybody with Google for Education Workspace, but layouts are only available if you've got a paid subscription. So that's that Google, what's it
Workspace
called? Education
plus
Plus
education
now?
plus. Yep.
Yeah, Education Plus, I think is what
Hmm.
they've got it called now.
Yep.
So what that looks like is down here I've just opened up a new email. I can see the I use the three dots. I think it's also here, the layout here, but the three dots will show you both of them. Templates. No, it doesn't. It just shows me templates,
Well, I think it's
layouts,
just
and
because you have a
buttons. So,
smaller. I think I've seen it there as
okay.
well. So it's
I
just
was like, I
whatever
thought
view
it was
you have
there
it in.
earlier. But
Yeah, it's
anyway,
been there
yeah, it's
before.
just little.
Yep.
You do have to enable your templates up in your settings. So you go to see all settings. I think I can't remember exactly where it was, but you do have to enable. It was in the add-ons. I'm sorry,
Yeah, it was on
add-ons
the far
tab.
right. Yeah. Hmm.
Yep, go to the far right, add-ons tab. You do have to enable it, but everybody should have it. And you'll see that I have quite a few templates of emails that I have to send on a regular basis. And I say regular, it might be something I send quarterly, but that's enough that like if I have to go back and find the email, copy the email, paste it, I'm wasting time. And this way I can just pull it up, make the changes to the dates, and send it. So this is really, really great for things like um, reminders about report cards coming out or progress
Hmm.
reports are being sent out. You know that's going to come out every 6 weeks, but you don't necessarily want to have to rewrite the email every time. You're just
Right.
reminding parents that they've been sent home. So
Right.
you can very easily pull that up and you can adjust it. It's really flexible because you could edit the template. So you literally type your email that you want. You come down to the three dots. You go over here to templates and you can um, insert it, or you can save it as a new one. I don't have anything typed here, so don't forget the book there. And then you can save it, templates. Why is it not letting me do it today?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe
Normally,
no.
normally you can save it. I don't know where it is.
Well,
Oh, it's
there's
right here.
there.
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah, you got to
Scroll down.
scroll. You got to
Scroll
scroll.
down. I'm
It's
like,
because
oh
you
my
have
goodness.
so many
I have
templates.
so many. You
Yeah.
save that draft as a template. So you can
Yeah.
either overwrite an existing one or you can give it a new name and save it. You can also delete any of them. So I probably should do that at some point in time because I've got quite a few in there. So that's the version that everybody should have. The other option, and this is what is in this little email that I've got here, is you can actually go in and make a layout. And the layout is just essentially a prettier version of a template. It allows you to have maybe your school's logo. You could have maybe your Google Classroom header up here so that it matches what your kids are used to
Hmm.
seeing. Um, and again, you can run the same kind of thing. You're still doing basically a template. It's just a little bit prettier version of it. But the way that works is you literally just insert it into your Gmail and you hit send. I mean, it's no different than writing a whole email. There it is. There's all the pretty parts and edit it. It actually lives in your drive, so
Hmm.
you can actually get to it from there as well. But if you were to compose or start a new one, you just use this little layout button. And like I say, I think it's here sometimes too, but I have so many things that you can't see it. But this layout button, you can kind of see the different options here of what that might look like. And then you can see all the ones that you have access to. You can also share these with each other. So like the one I just pulled up, Brady created it. And so you can collaborate and share on it. Again, great for a grade level team that wants to
Hmm.
maybe share about a certain event or have a very consistent look. You can use those as kind of matching styles, but you literally just click it, click edit, and it works a lot like a Google site as far
Yeah.
as very
The
modular
layout. I
in,
was
yeah,
say.
the layout. So you've got options over here, content blocks, spacers. Everything can be hyperlinked, so you could link to this week's lesson plans or something you want your parents and families to do at home. Like there's so many
Yeah.
options for this, but again, having a layout for something like this just saves you time because it's already there. You just use it. So,
Yeah, you could do like a week in like a week in advance. Like, hey, here's our weekly. This is the things we got going on the week. This is our birthdays, and you
mhm.
kind of have this template of things that you're just going there changing the blocks to it and resending it every week.
Well, and that, I mean, I think that brings up a really good point about some things that are time saving. When you batch the same thing at one time, you save time over the long run instead of
Mm,
every day thinking what emails need to be sent or every week going, okay, I'm going to send this on Monday, then this on
right.
Tuesday. But if you send it, create
Yeah.
the templates, create the layouts all at one time,
Hmm.
that really does save that. It saves your brain power and it saves the time that it takes to restart a new task. So that's usually a kind of a time saving tip is to batch things. It's the same reason when I was in the classroom, would pick one day of the week that was my kind of my late day, and that's when I planned and got everything done for the week ahead instead of
Hmm.
trying to do it one day at a time.
Right.
It took less time to do it that way. So
Yep.
so that's templates and layouts. You can also kind of think of that batching idea when you're thinking about your Google Classrooms. We're going to show you Google Classroom, but any LMS has similar features to this, I am sure. So if you're not using Classroom and you're using something else, I would imagine they all kind of have similar, properties. But schedule those assignments, schedule those announcements in advance. And what that looks like is here's just an old Google Classroom of mine. You can, of course, you can leave things in draft, and that's a great way to like you can just look and see what you need to remember. Like you can
Hmm.
almost act like that. That's almost a to-do list for you, right? If you draft them out,
Right.
you could have Monday send this, and
Hmm.
then you just edit
Yep.
it, you know.
Yep. And
But you can also hit,
that used to be
mhm,
before they changed this where where
yeah,
you could do things in the future. That was how you had to do it. You had to
yeah,
create all those and then they just left in your
and
draft
then
until you're ready
just
to publish them. Yeah.
right. And you can still do that. And like I say, it can almost act as like a little to-do list for yourself. But you
Hmm.
do have the option to hit that new announcement. There are a couple more options than there used to be as well.
For sure.
You can actually record an announcement, which is really great to get kids' attention sometimes when they hear your voice saying it
Hmm.
and see you and things like that.
Yep.
But you can put your reminders in and just click that post, schedule, or save it as a draft. So very easily schedule the time and date for something to go out. You can do the same thing with assignments, where when you create something, let's create a question, you have the option. Oh, it makes me, oh, no, I don't want Nearpod.
Neopod.
Cancel.
I
Come
want to be
back.
part of the presentation.
Yeah, it just jumped right on in, didn't it? So, check in. You can just do a check in. Oh, it doesn't like that check-in. Oh, there it goes. Okay. And then you could, again, schedule it here as well. So
Yep.
again, all about just trying to save that brain power. So you batch all the things that you want to post, you batch all your assignments, you batch your communication, and do those things at one time. It frees up time elsewhere for you
Hmm.
to do the things that you really need to spend the time and the brain energy to do, like the grading that we mentioned. So,
I mean, even just like being stuck in like decision making, like a freeze where it's like, what am I going to do?
mhm,
By creating, like you said, like, hey, Mondays when I'm making all my posts throughout the week, I don't have to think about that for the rest of the week.
yes,
And so you're not
yes,
waking up on Tuesday thinking, okay, what am I supposed to be doing? You don't even have to
yeah.
have that time
Yes.
for
Don't
sure.
even have to think about it. It's already built in. So, all right, I'm going to switch back off to you this time, I
Yeah,
believe.
you are.
And you're going to talk us through a little bit about these edgy gems.
Yeah. Let me know when you can see.
I see your Gmail settings. Is
Yep,
that where
yep,
you are?
yep, yep, yep,
Okay.
yep.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
All
So
right. So
got
yeah,
it.
so we're gonna do Edu Gyms. This is linkable. It's if you want to click on it to get there, it's real easy. You can. These are made by Eric Curtis, and this also will take you to his website where he has a lot more content than just Edu Gyms. But that's kind of like his flavor of the month right now. That's where he's getting a lot of recognition is building these Edu Gyms. If you don't know what gyms are in Gemini, it's just custom made settings where you say, hey, instead of going into Gemini and saying, I want you to do this, it already knows all the parameters of what you want it to do. So that's obviously going to save you time right there. You don't have to go in and say, hey, I want you to be this and I want you to do this, but I'm not quite sure. For one, he saved you all the time because he's already built those in there for you. He's already, and
Yeah.
and he does it really, really well where you're telling Gemini, this is the context in which I want you to speak. This is who I want you to be. This is the background you should have. These are things you should not do. And so he's
Hmm.
built those all in there for you really well. And so just on a short overview, I'm going to click on it just so you can see what it does and all it has. I'm not going to go into them, but you can kind of just see what all he's providing for you. These are the newest ones he's built. You have lesson planning gyms. Great. Yeah. If you need help lesson planning, if you're a new teacher, new to a curriculum, new to a subject,
Yeah.
go look at those for sure. Instructional materials. So if you need simple slides, if you need a slideshow maker, informational text, great. And once you click on those, and I'll show you here in a second, it's going to let you either make a copy of it, which is great, or make your own. Now, if you make a copy of it, like as they change things, you can get some changes. So if you like it the way it is, do it your own, make a copy of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you scroll down to the bottom, we do have, and kind of in the frame of what we're talking about today, we have those professional tasks on there. So if you want to make a class newsletter, it can help you. Email to parents, that's a really good one. So you can say, hey, I want you to talk to your parents about this subject. This is the context in which I need you to speak. And so he's done all that for you. So if I click on that, it's going to tell you what it does, why they had built it, and then it gives you those two options. Use that gem or make your own copy. And again, if you like it the way it is, make a copy of it. Or if you want to tweak it and you want to add some of your own flair to it, make a copy of it. But the one I want you to look at, if I've been talking about gyms and you're like, I don't even want to mess with those right now, that's too scary for me. I'm barely even dipping my toe in Gemini. I totally get it. This page could be overwhelming. That's why he has the Edu Gym Generator. So what this will do is it'll let you learn how to build gyms. So if you go through this page, and even though he's got 100 of them on here, and there's still, it kind of makes you have a thought bubble about something you would maybe want to do that you don't see. He's going to show you how to build it. And so, just a quick idea, Gemini. The goal is that it does make life easier. That's all AI bots, to make your life easier, but to do it in a good way for education with your students in mind. Definitely take a look at that one for sure. And then the last one we want to talk about is Brisk Teaching. Now, if you are subscribed to our newsletter, this actually was in our last issue that came out in March. There's nothing special about this. They're kind of just rebranding it. It's always been this way. Well, not always, but for a while you could do this. But what you're going to do is they're kind of talking about it saves you your Friday ritual. So you're done with your week. You're prepared to move on to your next week. You kind of have an idea of what you're teaching. Maybe you're like me and hey, I'm waiting until Sunday night to get my lesson plans ready. Maybe you're like that. But let's make it Friday night instead. Let's get it done. And so what you can do, you can go into Brisk and it's just asking you what are you teaching next. And so I'm on the free version, so I don't think there's anything I'm doing that you can't do. But I'm going to say I'm teaching 8th grade, and I'm obviously in English. And then I can attach information, documents, and standards. So let's say I'm going to do these two right here. These are my two standards I'm covering next week. So English, Spanish, and French exploration of North America. So let's pretend it's kind of the beginning of the year. We're going to start talking about the colonization of the New World and what was their motivations to do that. These are the two standards I want to click on. Great. So I'm going to click save on those. And then what I did, because I have access to TC and PC, which is great because so do you, I went into that unit and I pulled a bunch of the resources from there and I saved them on my desktop. And then I can just go in there and pull these. So I can go ahead and pull these. Let's see if I can select them all real quick. All right. So now I've got those on there. There's some standards. There's some, let's see, there's some guides. There's just a bunch of questions that you can ask. There's a lot of stuff in there. And this is a ton of content. Each PDF is 15, 20 pages long. Okay. So don't feel like you're going to overwhelm it. But then I did something even different. I went into TC and PC and went to that unit and it gives you a description. So I just copied that description of what they should be learning and I threw it in there. So once you do that, it's going to kind of think about what you've given it, what the parameters of what you're wanting to teach are. And through the movie magic.
Through the magic of, it's thinking pretty fast.
It's thinking. Okay, so I did. Okay, so here's what it will do. It's going to give you a group of prepare. So things that we're going to do to prepare for our lesson, things that we can engage with our students, and things we can assess them with. So it's going to give you those right there. You pick and choose the ones you want. And again, these are all based on what I gave it. It's telling you, welcome, I've created recommendations based on your uploaded files about colonial America, the 4-question method. And the 4-question method was one of the documents I gave it, right? So it's basing it on that information you gave it. So I can go through there, and if I don't like these, I can click regenerate, and it's going to give me a whole new batch of them. Now, one thing I will tell you in the free version, if you see, like this one right here is a Brisk boost feature, it only lets you do one of those. So just keep that in mind. But that's just one of the drawbacks of not having the premium. But if I want them to chat with William Penn, I can click add to bundle. Now it's throwing it right up there. Let's say I love the 4QM question notes. I want to add that. But let's look at that. I can edit that as well too if I want to. Maybe I've got some kids who are really good auditory learners, or I want them to kind of have just a little bit of a way to kind of get their juices flowing before the unit starts. Maybe I want to play this Friday night. Hey, there's some Google Classroom Friday night. Say, hey, if you're bored on the weekend, this is what we're talking about next week. Listen to this podcast. So I can throw that in there as well. And I want a quiz and a source analysis check. Oh, that's one. See, there you go. There's one of my boost activities. Won't let me do.
Oh, okay.
Let's do. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's kind of one of those things you have to think about. All right. So now once I'm done with that, I can just click create. And then I'm going to jump over here just for time. There they are. There's all the tools that I've made. And I even have the podcast here playing. And I can listen to that podcast. I can see if I like it or not. I can hide the transcript. I can boost it, but that's for a whole nother day. And so there's all my resources. I can share those with my classroom through a link or through that, or straight to my colleagues. If I build this for my colleagues, boom, save their time. Because I mean, what did that take me? 5 minutes, and I have all these resources right there. That's 5 minutes that I got it done, but then I can share that with a colleague, and they're good to go. So I think this would be a great resource for you to try out. Maybe you're not sure what you're doing next week. It is Friday already. So if you do watch the video, maybe give this a try. See if this Boost Next works for you.
Have everything ready for after spring break, right?
Absolutely. Yes, for sure. Yeah. But that's it. I mean, that was quick and easy. We saved you time. There's only 30 minutes today. But I think it's great resources for you to try out.
Yep. It's all about those little tweaks.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. Well, thank you all so much for watching.